continued fallout from the Nancy Mace stuff. There's a lot of reaction. There's still this is not going to end, you guys. She has opened a can of worms, and it's here for a while.
Can of wieners. She opened up a can of wieners.
Can of wieners. Okay, this all used to be common sense stuff, but since Democrats are involved, there's not a lot of common sense on that side. And AOC is big mad. She is like wagging her head and doing the thing. And we've got a clip from her. She's got some reaction.
Disgusting. And everybody, no matter how you feel on this issue, should reject it completely. What are they doing? They're doing this so that Nancy Mace can make a buck and send a text and fundraise off an email. They're not doing this to protect people. They're endangering women. They're endangering girls of all kinds. And everybody should reject it. It's gross. Thank you.
Thank you.
How exactly are we endangering girls by not having people with penises come into ladies' locker rooms and women's restrooms? I don't get that. How does...
I don't know. It's gross. That's all I know. Yes, you're right. It is gross. The whole thing is gross. Like all of it is gross.
Yeah. She should start using the men's room to make a point.
Yeah. Speaking of gross, you ever been in the men's room? It's gross.
I don't want to go there. I mean, we have a boy.
Yeah, and I've been a squat right next to that where 50 other people have already been. Right. That's gross.
And I've also been in a frat house, and that is like that is all kinds of disgusting. Right? Gross.
And the whole thing is, regardless of how you feel, is what she said. Well, I feel that men shouldn't be in women's spaces that are private areas for their private parts or whatever they're doing. So that's how I feel. Why should I reject how I feel? You just told me. Regardless of how I feel. Well, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Sandy.
Yeah, exactly. And thank goodness that Katie Couric decided to weigh in yesterday too.
Hey everyone. I'm just so disappointed that this Nancy Mace, a Republican from South Carolina, is being so rude.
So rude.
And I don't know, just bigoted against Sarah McBride, who is a new congressperson from the state of Delaware. I know Sarah. She is the first openly transgender member of Congress, and she's an extraordinary human being, has done a great job representing the people of Delaware and is now going to be doing it in Washington. And it just seems nasty and mean and cruel, because she is the only member who is now forbidden to use the ladies' room. And it's just shitty, you know? Anyway, I just wanted to say that. I asked Sarah if she wanted to do an interview. She hasn't gotten back to me. But I don't know. People are just mean, aren't they? It really makes me mad.
Unbelievable. People are just mean. People are just mean. Nancy Mace responded to her and she was like, cope harder. Which I think is a perfect response. People are mean. We're mean. Wow.
Cope harder.
And it's like, this is the thing. These women claim to be. Yeah, they claim to be feminists, but I feel like the women that are on the right side of this are the ones who are the feminists. We're the ones who are protecting women's spaces. Katie Couric can suck it. She can suck it.
Oh, look at you. This is why freaking Bryant Gumbel didn't like you.
But right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right. So we got one more, I think. Yeah, one more clip of reaction. Well, there's a couple more, but this is a trans activist, which does that come with dental? Like, is that an actual job? She weighed in and compared Nancy Mace to bigots in the 1950s because, of course, this is what they're doing now. You guys.
Well, obviously, we have to take seriously people's experience with being a survivor, being a survivor of sexual assault in particular. But a lot of trans people actually have experienced sexual assault, particularly trans women. I have also been sexually assaulted and harassed. So I think that it's really sad and disappointing that she is weaponizing the experiences of survivors to be bigoted and to be discriminatory against someone who's going to be her colleague, whether she likes it or not. The other thing that came to mind for me when I heard about this experience that she was bringing to our government, I hear a lot of parallels to history. Nancy Mace is the same type of woman who would have told me in the 1950s that I could not share a restroom with her, and not because I'm a trans woman, but because I'm a Black woman. So I think we see this long line of bigoted discussions around people who have different experiences. And it's really disgusting to see Sarah McBride have to endure this.
If you cannot have an intellectual discussion with somebody, then just go straight to the race card. Yeah. That's exactly what that individual
You have no defense.
did. Yeah.
First of all, you started out saying, I understand that she was a victim of sexual assault, and we shouldn't discount that, and she would feel uncomfortable in these situations. But let me tell you, she's a racist. You're like, what? We weren't even discussing that. I thought it was a Jaguar commercial.
Right. It shuts down the whole conversation. So stupid.
It is. Let me ask you, how the hell did we get here? How do we let a group of people, and I told you, my producer's gay for my national show. He is like, they came and they've co-opted everything. If you ask most people who are the LGB part of it, want no part of any of this.
Oh, believe me, we have a lot of people that are watching right now that are gay and they hate it. Yeah.
They feel like you've co-opted it, and then now you're trying to co-opt everything with the race card,
right?
Which is, again, diminishes what Rosa Parks fought for. What, you go all the way back to, Claudette Colvin and all. It diminishes that because it's so bizarre. And then we have to suspend reality by going, I know you have a penis, but you could be called Laura. And it's
why, like JD Vance, when he talked about the normal gays, he got backlash, but people on our side of the aisle are like, I'm a normal gay. I totally, you know what I mean? I totally get what he's talking about. Like, we're really sick and tired of a lot of these people trying to hijack who we are, you know what I mean? Or trying to represent who we are. We just want to live our lives and be left alone. That's what a lot of people say to us.
They wanted equality, right? They wanted to be able to, they wanted insurance. They want to be recognized. Yeah. They got it. And now they're like, okay, we're good. We're going to move on with our lives. Yeah. And they're like, well, hold on a second.
Right. They're jumping the shark. They're jumping all the sharks, and they don't want people. Yeah. Like we're seeing people in our comments saying normal gay here. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people that will write us and say, I get it. I'm a normal gay. Like those people, a lot of those freaks don't represent me. Even people like in the pride parades and whatnot don't represent a lot of people they just don't. These people are, I mean, I have a lot of friends who are gay, who are conservative, and they're like, I know that people think that I don't exist, but I do. They do. They exist. They are listening to us right now.
And there are people that are older who are trans,
right,
who want no part of this either.
Absolutely not.
Have you had Brianna Wu on yet?
Who?
Brianna Wu.
No.
So Brianna Wu is trans, and she's Jewish too. So it's like a whole thing. But
it's a whole thing.
She's progressive, but she can't stand the trans movement,
right?
Because she goes, you came for the kids, and that's horrific.
It's not okay. Yeah.
Absolutely out there all the time speaking against this insanity of activism because of what they're pushing. And she goes, you need to be adult to make these kind of decisions. And you're pushing things on children, and you're hijacking movements. And it's really interesting to hear her talk about stuff.
Yeah. There's quite a few that feel that way, as it should be.